Hi, good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or whenever you're watching this. I'm gonna make some coffee, but basically, what I wanted to tell you is I've got a bunch of clips from the first week of the seeds germinating. My little plant dad mug. But I have a bunch of clips of those coming up, so you'll get to see all the plants germinating, which ones have come up so far, which ones still haven't. I think I sowed all the seeds on the 11th, and it's the 18th today, so it's been exactly a week. And almost everything has come up. I think there's 4 seeds that haven't really shown any activity yet. I believe it's the nasturtiums, the ground cherry, the jalapenos, and the bell peppers. I was expecting the peppers to take the longest, and so far they're proving accurate with what I thought was going to happen. Yeah, everything else is looking really good so far. The grow light is working a treat because we've had a lot of really gloomy and rainy days, kind of like I was expecting, like I talked about in the last video. But, oh, and then this morning I woke up at like 8 o'clock and snow was just dumping. And I predict it'll all be melted in an hour because it got really sunny right after, and right now it's beautiful and sunny and clear blue skies outside. So spring is springing, life is lifing. But yeah, so that's kind of it. I just had a bunch of random clips. I just wanted to hop on here and say hello before we jump into that. But yeah, so you're gonna have just a couple random days. I'll just run those clips over with some music, and that should be all good. Hopefully this video is shorter than the other ones. I know they're all like 40 minutes to an hour at this point, which is a little insane. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the little clips. And that's all I've got. I did finally get a spray bottle as well. I'll take another clip and show that because I don't think I show that in any of my little like seedling videos, but it works really good. It's like a pretty amber glass bottle. It had good reviews on Amazon. The spray hasn't broken on me yet, and I go through the whole spray bottle I think every other day. I refill it, so I'm spraying the hell out of everything. And it hasn't broken, and I'm not being gentle with it at all, so it seems sturdy so far. But yeah, so I'll link that down below if you want a good plant spray bottle, or if you spray your hair, I don't know. But it's a good spray bottle and it's pretty. Tripod. You guys are on a tripod now as well, which is very exciting. I've been filming the plants off and on all week, and it's been really nice to just have a stick to hold instead of fiddling around with the camera, the weird angles under the light and everything. So that's been really good. Not that anyone here cares, because I doubt that you're here for aquarium stuff, but I found an assassin snail snuck its way into my fish tank, which isn't cool for me. I really like snails in an aquarium. I know a lot of people think that they're like pests. If you don't overfeed the tank, you won't be overpopulated on snails, is how I see it. It kind of self-regulates the population in that way. But yeah, so I found an assassin snail randomly, which is really random. No one asked. But yeah, so let's roll on with the clips, and I'll check back in with you at the end. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy! So, exciting news. These were poking up this morning. There was absolutely nothing going on yesterday. And then woke up this morning, came out, made my coffee, came and checked the little guys, and both of the lettuces are poking up. They're the only ones that are, so we've got the iceberg. If that focuses, there we go. We got the, supposed to get my finger in shot. The iceberg coming down right there. And there are little guys coming out of every single cell, which is so nice. These ones have definitely opened up more than the ones at the top. I'm not concerned about that or anything. And then we got the miner's lettuce right here. And these ones are just starting to loop out of the soil. They're still super duper tiny. And then these ones are all coming up all the way. These ones are probably going to be open by the end of the day. But yeah, so far nothing happening anywhere else. Just moist dirt. But the lettuces decided it was time to rise and shine. Let me move my little potato guy. He's silly, but he's living life. We've got our little greenhouse in here. It's noticeably needing to be misted. Almost not at all. I think I've actually needed to mist it one time since setup, and it is the, what is it, the 14th? It's the Friday after the 11th, whatever day that is. I'm not in the mood to get up and check right now. But nothing happening in here. It's looking a little wet, so what I've been doing is just kind of propping it there so it gets a little extra airflow. But yeah, these guys are doing great. Just wanted to pop in and show you. So far nothing with the basil or the carrots. We did get a little snow this morning. And that little pond was frozen over. Nothing crazy. It's obviously all melting and didn't really stick that much to begin with. It should all be gone by tomorrow or the next day for sure, and it's supposed to rain the rest of the day and it'll probably peter off. But yeah. In other news, I took some cuttings from my heartleaf philodendron, and then my prayer plant had a little branch on it that looked like it's right here. Had a branch dangling down on it that looked like it was just drying up and dying. But some random leaves on the end of that looked like they were still kind of trying to hold on. So I clipped them off, put them in a jar of water here, and we're just gonna see if they want to survive. If they don't, that's completely fine. But I just thought I'd give them a chance while I was trimming the crusty dead bits off the bottom down there. Until this leaf's going. But yeah, new stuff coming in all the time on this one. But yeah, really just wanted to share that the lettuces are coming in. So I'm up a little earlier this morning than usual, because I have to go drive to visit a friend an hour and a half away today. But went to make my coffee and came over to mist and check on the seedlings, and we have some more little friends today. So we've still got, obviously, the miner's lettuce from yesterday, which was the 15th, so today is the 16th, confirmed. 5 days after sowing. Miner's lettuce, we still got our iceberg babies, and then we also have, let's see, these are all chamomile. Let's get that to focus. Get my hand out of there. Tiniest little sprouts. I didn't even get to see them when they were like folded over in the dirt still, you know, before they fling up and look a little more awake, but I think they're just doing a lot of moving overnight, I guess. Because I think even with these, only one of the lettuces was actually folded over still by the time I noticed. But yeah, middle of the night, they're coming all the way up. So I got these all misted, and then over in our plastic guy, we've got, where are they? Here they are. So we've got a couple in this row, and then this little lone guy here, one all the way down this way. Nothing in this row yet, but so this row, all the way up to this guy, is the Supernova. So that was the bigger and like the hot and dry weather tomato. So those are coming up, which is nice. And then this one lone early bloomer guy here is the Tessa's Landrace. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on these. The rest of these are probably going to pop up today while I'm out of town, or maybe overnight tomorrow. We'll just have to see. So far, nothing from the peppers, the nasturtiums, peas, cucumbers, green beans, or bell peppers, or the strike beans. But yeah, definitely happy with any of them coming up so far. The little chamomile guys are they're so baby. Look at that. The little water droplets. They're just so cute. They're all so cute. I love them. The miner's lettuce is like so much more slender than the icebergs too. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, that is today's little update. If anything else is, pardon me, it's early. If anything else is up by the time I get back from my little adventure today, then I'll be sure to show you tonight. But yeah, that's that. I've got the grow light on because, as you can see, it is a rainy, gloomy day. The snow has all melted, just like I said. But it's been really just like windy and rainy and kind of yucky. So all I'm gonna do is zoom you guys out and just give these a little rotate. They're still getting the grow light, which is straight up obviously, but they'll still kind of tilt toward the window, so I like to rotate them once a day or every other day. I think, yeah, we'll go this way. And then, yeah, nothing so far from our big potted guys, the basil or the carrots, which is completely fine. They're also holding less humidity because they're kind of out here on their own, versus like the egg crates themselves hold humidity, and then the plastic obviously greenhousing. But for being less than a week into having seeds in the dirt, I am quite pleased, quite chuffed with it. Sorry, that was British accent. But yeah, looking good. I will check in tomorrow or later today and I'll let you know. Thanks for tagging along. Alrighty, checking in again on what, day 3 now, I believe, of our daily seed check-ins. The iceberg right here, they're all doing well. Not that they have a reason not to. And then this is the miner's lettuce, getting nice and tall. Our chamomile, a nice little cluster right there. I think one of the chamomiles migrated over into the nasturtium line right there. But these are all chamomile. And then we've got a couple basils that just decided to pop up this morning. I got home late last night from our little day trip out of town, and I saw these guys just bent over, but it was too late and I didn't want to show them. But they are just so tiny. Just one in there, that one right there. So far the cilantro is the cilantro, that last, oh sorry, I hit the light, and the nasturtiums are the last ones that need to come up, because I don't believe that's a nasturtium at all. The seeds on these were pretty huge. So then over here, yeah, we've got our miner's lettuce. Ooh, a friend. I didn't see him earlier. Oh, and one right there in the middle too. Okay, let's, pardon the sound, but I'm gonna rotate this so I can see what they are. Here we go. So these are our cucumbers. Wow. They were not doing anything last night. Where are they? Sorry, I keep hitting the light with my camera. Yeah. See him right there. And then this little guy in the middle. They'll probably be flipped upright by the end of the day. And then here, I saw him this morning, is our first strike bean unfolding. Trying to get up here. He's working on it. And then there's a big bulge right here that I'm guessing, I don't know. It's definitely pushed itself. Like it kind of doesn't want to move when I poke it. I can feel it's probably a little rooted under there and working on coming out of the bean. This little seed. But I think this guy's coming up too. I think that's one of the seeds. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it definitely has like a greenish hint to it through the white bean. So that's very exciting. Oh, and you can see under here too. That is also a strike bean. But yeah, he's working on it. He's definitely out of the bean. But yeah, so lots of fun guys coming up today. I'm very excited about the basil. So far, nothing. Oh, unless that is someone. I think that's someone right there at the tip of my fingernail. Yeah, it doesn't want to move, so I think that's a little seedling in our cute pot. Nothing from the carrots, which is totally fine. And then, let's see in here. Just close that corner, there we go. No jalapenos, nothing happening down here. Over here we've got the supernovas, is this whole row. And then, this is allegedly Tessa's landrace, but the way that they came up at the exact same time as these. And like they look the exact same. What is that? Nothing? Okay. But yeah, I don't know. They came out the exact same time as the supernovas and they look the exact same. So I'm hesitant to say that it actually is the landrace tomatoes. I wouldn't be surprised if I was watering these and some of the supernova seeds got washed over. Not mad about it. A plant that's growing is a happy plant, so I'm not going to be upset about that. I'm gonna put them back. These guys are almost getting so tall, they're like just about to hit the the top of this. I didn't know if they were going to come up first or not, so if I thought they were, I would have put them out on the end so that they would not have prevented me from closing this so soon. But I don't know. They might be pushing their limits tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, everyone's doing good there. The terrarium is happy as always. I've got a new leaf coming in on... Oh, what is that plant called? I know it's a pretty common terrarium plant. Syngonium of some sort? Not sure. If you know, put it in the comments. But yeah, and then, you know, our thyme from the grocery store, that's growing great, obviously. And yeah, that's kind of all I've got. But yeah, so that's day 3. Hey, back again on the same day, checking in. Like I just left to go grocery shopping and run a couple errands and stuff. But you can see this little guy, the one that we were saying, the strike bean, I believe, that we were saying wasn't off or coming out of his pod yet. But you can see that he's pushing it off. The white is obviously the shell, but you can see like the leaves kind of pushing it off, so that's cool. I just thought I'd capture him kind of in the middle of that process, because I think that's fun to watch. Otherwise, later, same day, just like I said, these guys are definitely coming out more. They're working on it. We'll see if they're up by the end of the day, but we're getting some good sun right now, so hopefully that's a nice motivator for these little leaves to get going. Our little basils are way more visible now as well. You can even see the one in the yellow pot here a little better. There he is. Sorry for that angle. But yeah, just wanted to check in, say that. Also, who's this? These are new, so that, and then I've got another one looped over in the dirt right here. And I'm gonna guess those are the snap peas, and they sure are. So we've got snap peas here, strike beans in the middle, and then our peppers that aren't doing anything on the far end. But looks like our snap peas are not far behind the strike beans. I'm really excited for these. I love snacking on snap peas, so that'll be a treat once those get going. I just have to hope it doesn't heat up too quickly for them. These guys, like I predicted, are already hitting the friggin' top of this, which is good, but also not what I was anticipating placing them here. Looks like we've got another guy popping up that wasn't here this morning. This is in the spot of the Tessa's landrace tomatoes, which makes me think that maybe these are those. Maybe these aren't like supernovas that washed over. Maybe they just were way ahead of their other little buddy here. So who knows? And then there's more down on this end now too. Sorry, I'm sniffling. I was just outside running groceries up and downstairs. But yeah, so we've got some Tessas up for sure at this point. Still not convinced on what these guys are. It's crazy that they would have been that far ahead of these other two that just popped up today. But I'll take what I can get. And the thyme. They're all just looking so happy in the sunlight right now. It's definitely one of those days. Sorry, my window is super dusty, so it all looks really foggy. But it's definitely one of those days where feels like 80 in the sunlight and then feels like 30 in the shade. So it is thoroughly springing here. I'm hoping we don't get any more snow. It's just supposed to be kind of rainy and gloomy with some sun off and on over the next week or so. So we'll see what happens. Alrighty. Sorry if you can hear the dishwasher in the background. It is the end of the night on this same day, and there has just been so much growth over in this little egg carton. I think this will probably be the last check-in for this video. But you can see this guy is completely like out of the dirt now, even though he's not up. And then his friend in the back here is starting to open up already. These snap peas were barely up, if at all, this morning. And he's pretty much getting up and open now. This guy I didn't see at all this morning. And this guy was the one coming out of his shell. I said I thought he would be out of it today. Let's see if we can help him along. Oh. I'm gonna hope that that didn't damage anything. I don't think so. Hold up, I'm scared. I'm gonna stop touching it now. But there is that. You can see he's pushing his shell aside. Everyone's doing good. These little basils are opening up way more. But yeah, lots of growth today. Very nice. And then, yep, the little landrace tomatoes are getting off to a great start as well. But yeah, thanks for tagging along for this little first week of seed starting and germinating. And that's what we've got so far. Thanks again. Bye. Alrighty, welcome back from your little plant journey. I hope you enjoyed that. It's been really fun for me every day to just come and check on them. Like multiple times a day, which I know for like the first 3 or so days is kind of silly, but I think by day 4, stuff was popping up. And basically once that happens, it's like every 6 to 12 hours, there's like major differences happening over there. So multiple times a day doesn't feel so silly anymore. But yeah, everything's going great. The only thing that's not in a clip, because I'm not taking another clip this morning, I think I said last night was going to be the last one for this video, and I'm going to stick to it. Only changes this morning is the snap peas are standing up a little straighter, and there are more strike beans coming out. I think the chamomile seeds are the only ones that kind of washed over into other cells, which I'm kind of surprised by, because a lot of the little tomato seeds and like, I don't know, other stuff, like the basil seeds were really tiny, but the chamomile, the tomato, like a lot of seeds were really tiny, but only the chamomile kind of washed out of its little spot, which isn't a problem for me at all. One thing I am gonna try to be very aware of though, growing things like chamomile, especially on the porch, is I'm gonna try very hard to not let them go to seed outside, because I know that chamomile can, I don't want to say invasive, I don't know if it's invasive, especially in my area, I'm not sure, but it's a very aggressive grower. It'll kind of take over in a garden setting, and I live near, like, there's a lot of water where you've seen like the birds and stuff down out the back of our apartment, and it just seems like a very good growing environment, and I don't want to introduce a buttload of chamomile seeds or anything into all of that natural. So I'll keep an eye on that. My hyacinth bulbs out on the porch are doing really well. They've been hesitant to grow too much more, so I haven't shown them again recently. Because it's been snowing and stuff. I don't blame them. They're like, should we come up yet? I don't know. they'll figure it out, but they're not doing bad or anything. Oh, and then I was on a walk the other day and there was this house with a massive like rock, like decorative kind of rock wall on the side as like a little barrier thing. I don't know, the house was like elevated and so the rock, retaining wall, that's what it's called. But they had a bunch of like hens and chicks that were growing and they were like dark purple and they're really pretty, and I snagged just a little one. It's like maybe the size of a nickel, like a tiny one. I just snagged a little one and no one will notice and it's fine. But I plopped that in the pot outside too with the bulbs, so maybe once it starts to warm up I can get some little hens and chicks to start growing in that pot, which would be really cute. Yeah. Also, I'm gonna wrap myself out. When I was in high school and I was getting into just like houseplants and stuff, succulents were a big one, and I don't recommend you do this. I should not have done this, but as a teenager I would go to like Home Depot or Walmart and just like the garden sections, and I knew how to propagate succulents. It's, you know, most of them you just take a leaf, put that on dirt, and it'll root a whole new plant just out of a single leaf. And so I would go through these garden centers and like I wasn't evil about it. I wasn't like taking way more than I needed, but like I'd pick a couple plants that maybe I really wanted and I would just pop a leaf off at the garden center and I'd go home and grow my own. I don't recommend doing that. It is theft, but I was a teenager. What can you do? All of my money was going to gas and coffee because teenage brain. But yeah. Let's see. The pothos in the kitchen are doing really well. I'll just show you the one behind me. It kind of trails all the way across and kind of out onto the ceiling there, which I love. There's one right above you too though, and it's doing really well because the sliding glass door to the porch is behind you. And so they all kind of want to grow that way, which is nice. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. There will probably be a part 2 to the seed starting. Or I guess germinating. Seed starting was a whole other video before this. But yeah, I think once the ground cherries, nasturtiums, and the peppers start coming up, that'll primarily make up the part 2 video. Other than that, let's see, it's March 18th. My birthday's coming up in early April. That's exciting. That's what I got. That's everything. Thanks for tagging along. This is part 1 of probably a 2 or 3 part little, I won't even call it a series, but a little 2 or 3 part on just germination. I do need to start seriously looking at tables and pots for on the porch, just because I feel like before I know it, all of those seedlings are gonna hit me and it's gonna be overwhelming with having to separate, sort, repot all of them into their real pots for outside. But yeah, so thanks for tagging along. We say that for the 3rd time, and this video for the 3rd time now. I really appreciate you watching if you're here, especially if you've made it to the end. I love watching seedlings. Hopefully you love watching seedlings as well. Few things bring me as much joy this time of year. Maybe I'll go on a little hike soon and I'll take you, if the buttercup flowers are up, maybe I'll bring you guys and show you the buttercup flowers and all of the ponderosa pines, hence the whole butter pine name. But yeah, we'll see. I would love to not have any more surprise snow. I need to end this video. I'm just gonna ramble. That's not why you're here. You're here for seedlings. Okay, thanks for watching. Love you all. Goodbye. Thank you. Happy spring. Happy almost the end of March. I hope you're doing fun stuff. If you have anything you're doing for spring cleaning, spring hiking, spring gardening, anything, let me know down in the comments. Tell me what you do to get ready for the season. Yeah, love you. Bye.